punched my drunk best friend in the face and he doesn't remember it. Darius, fake name, has been my best friend since freshman year of high school. We always had a special connection. Maybe it was because he was gay and I was a lesbian, so there were no expectations we had of each other. He is the closest thing I had to a brother, and with him being younger than me, I felt a responsibility over his well-being. Over the past few years, Darius has turned into an alcoholic with additional addiction problems. Over the course of these years I did everything that I could do to try and get him help, but none of it worked. He didn't want it for himself, and that is the only way that it can successfully work. I resorted to distancing myself from him, but still trying to make time to spend with him. Yesterday he was drunk, yet again. But drunk to an extreme level. Drunk to the point he tried to rip my shirt off of me because he was horny. So I punched him in the face as hard as I could and left. I've always preferred to be passive and patient with people. I never yell, I never get visibly upset, and I especially don't like to fight people. But it happened. He doesn't even remember it happening. He just thinks that he fell and hit his face. Yes, I defended myself. Yes, I have a right to be angry. But I also hurt someone that I cared deeply about and have finally realized that he is not the same person that I used to be close with anymore. People who have accidentally caused the death of another person, what happened? I was dating this girl that was a little dysfunctional due to being sexually abused by her grandpa and nobody knew about it. I noticed some red flags and got her to open up and tell me about it. After we broke up, I told her mom she should stop inviting grandpa over to Thanksgiving dinners due to the sexual abuse. The mom called me a liar, but after asking the other daughters/cousins about it they confirmed it was true and that they had all been molested too. After word got back to grandma, she said, "I'll take care of it." Fast forward a week and grandpa is dead. Apparently grandpa had a lot of serious medications he was taking and grandma messed with the dosage, which killed him. His death was ruled natural cause and nothing ever. I accidentally stole $200 worth of merchandise from a department store last week. I was at a Marshalls/Home Sense combo store last week and had about $200 worth of merch. I went to get a buggy but there were none, so I asked one of the cashiers if I could take the buggy by her cash. She rudely responded yes. I shop a little more and when it's time to check out, rude cashier is the one I get called to. She seemed kind of out of it but started chit-chatting with me. She begged my stuff, and asked if I needed help carrying any of it out. I had some large pillows, and I said no thanks. Then she said have a nice day, turned around and left her station. I was confused and said I still had to pay but she didn't seem to hear me, and kept walking away. The other cashiers were all swamped so I left. I have been feeling bad about it. Should I go back and tell them? What if that cashier got in trouble? I'm so nervous to go back to that store BC I'm afraid they have me pegged for a thief. WWID. When I was 12, I figured out how to know if Pokemon card packs contained a holographic unopened and made profit. I used to go to work with Dad every weekend for years as a kid. He worked at a market. I was really into Pokemon cards at the time, first gen. I would take whatever I earned and buy cards from a guy a few shops down from us. One day Dad was using a gram scale to weigh some jewelry and it clicked. I brought my dad's scales with me to the shop I would buy my Pokemon cards from. I proposed my theory to the shop owner. If I was right we would split a box 50-50. We weighed 50 packs of cards and sure enough there was a handful that weighed 0.1 grams more than the others. We set all of the ones with extra weight aside and opened them all. They contained a holographic. We ended up clearing through multiple boxes and extracting all the holos and leaving the rest to his unsuspecting customers. I set up a stand in my dad's shop with a folder full of holos, selling to kids walking past with their parents. I still have some of them, but they're salty water damaged. The most I made off a single card was $70 for a Charizard. This was all back in 1999 to 2000. Much different to what they're priced at now. I think I probably cleared close to $700 to $800, which was a lot for a kid at the time. I do wonder if this method would still work today. I gave my dad a card today, and he hugged me for the first time in years. Today I, 18F, made a card for my dad, because it's Father's Day, ATL East where I live, and I currently have smallpox, so I did not have time to really get anything or make anything, so very last minute I decided to make my dad card. The card said, "Happy Father's Day Dad. You gave me life and now I will give you this folded, decorated piece of paper. Thank you for being my dad, love you." Very simple, right? Well, in my family we don't really express out love to each other. We don't hug or say I love you, nothing like that, and I'm not even sure why. Anyways, I gave my dad the card and he looked really happy, opened it and laughed, hugged me and said he loved me too. I was a bit choked since I don't remember the last time I hugged my dad or the last time he said he loved me. I hugged him back and laughed and that was it. That was a few hours ago and now I'm feeling emotional. I love my dad so much and hearing him say that and hugging me really means a lot. He's the best dad out there and I really should say that to him more. It might sound stupid to people who hug their parents every day and express their love to each other often, but to me this is big and I just wanted to share it with someone. Happy Father's Day to all the dads. Smile. Been trying to get fired from my job for over a month. Every night I push the limits and so far all Ida done has gotten me a raise. Seriously, the list is ridiculous and it's pure chaos. I think he doesn't fire me because he's either scared of me, laundering money, or is just really that bad at managing. I steal cigarettes, boxes of candy bars, lighters, give away products to customers. I've pusses and cleaning supplies as well as the mop bucket itself every night. A few days ago, we put a glory hole in the bathroom. After that was done, I walked out. I worked the late shift. 2 days later, here I am like nothing happened. This place has so many cameras, there's no way he's not watching that footage and just freaking out. Left my friends outside waiting for me while I pretended to get something. Me and my 3 friends were outside during break and we found a basketball. Mind you, I really dislike basketball. They all suggested we play a game since there was a basketball hoop and we were 4 people total so there would be an even number, but I really didn't want to and I was wearing a skirt. So I say to them I'm going to go get my water bottle because I was thirsty and I'd be back soon, but on my way inside I found my 2 friends and we started chatting. It was a good conversation but I lost track of time and realized I didn't come back outside for ages. When I ran out I found them returning inside since break was over and they told me they waited for me but I never came back. I feel like an awful friend for leaving them out there waiting for me while I was chatting away. They don't seem particularly angry but I feel terrible. Took someone's food at Panera Bread because I was hungry and had no money. I was an extremely broke college student. I commuted to save on tuition, had a job that I worked at when I was not at practice or meets for my sport. Well, my car broke down, I needed new tire rods, ball bearings and other things in order for my car to not just fall apart. This set me back a lot of money. I also had to buy new gear for my sport, and I had some other expenses that were miscellaneous. I had like minus 3.00 in my bank account and if I did not put all my cash into my car I would not be able to make it home and drive to my paycheck the next morning. I was extremely hungry and the guy who normally snuck me into the cafeteria was not able to, which means I had approximately 13 hours until I could get my paycheck and I had not already ate in the past 10. I also knew that I had practice and I once again would feel like absolute shit for not eating beforehand. So on the way home, I remembered how DoorDash and mobile orders just sit there waiting to be claimed at most restaurants now. I walked in, pretended to look for my name, grabbed the biggest bag I could find and walked out. It was the first meal that didn't come from the cafeteria or a ramen packet in a while. It tasted amazing but it also felt wrong. I am sure the people that the food was for had a setback but ended up finally getting their food.